a lot of knowledge and insight that I, just never had before.
How many of them racist cops you still in touch with?
None of 'em. I
You
got,
cut them. You cut
got
them
them.
all. You cut them all loose.
Oh yeah, most of them. Yeah, I got some that wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm still, like I said, because I know all white folks are not racist.
Right.
I had some hardcore. I mean, there were some clans and they had their little cliques and all. But no, I have a few guys that I still will get together and and I still go up to the station that where I worked at. I retired. Actually, I'm the secretary for the lounge at our Fraternal Police Lounge. So I still keep in touch with a lot of stuff. I go to the meetings and all.
Okay.
The ones that I knew how they were, what they thought about me, what they said about me behind their back, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I cut them loose, but it wasn't everybody. And people let you know where they're coming from, so you can figure people out real quick.
Yeah.
So,
So you
but like I
still
said,
been
I'm still involved.
out here today?
With the fraternal of the police, and like I said, I'm
Hmm.
the secretary for our lodge. So I'm still
Okay.
involved a little bit. We
That's
have
good.
monthly meetings, and you know, give me
That's
something to
good,
do.
man. You need to stay in there, man. You got them probably young brothers coming in as police officers. That, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the things I did. I did that for a good maybe, I said maybe close to 15 years. I was a field training officer. But after a while, you get tired of it. You kind of push it to the side because, and I was still advising them and all. But a lot of times when they want to go out here and lock everybody up, I'm trying to chill them because I'm at the last
Mm-hmm.
10 years of my career. So I said, nah, brother, you go out there and you go do that. I'm chilling right now. I'm in chill mode till I leave here, and that's what I did the last 10 years of my career.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, I trained a lot of young guys coming through, and a lot of guys like when they first came in, and one of the things they tried to do, if you made it through the academy, but then you got to make it on the street because there's academy what they teach you, and then it's learning how to survive out there on the street.
I know
So
that's
I
right.
took these brothers under my wing, and I made sure they knew how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, sir.
Baltimore. Good.
as a matter of
Yep.
fact, it was a strange thing, and it kind of touched me. I was a young cop and I used to work the Park Heights area in Baltimore.
Mm.
And I would never like run the guys. I would just sit there and talk to them. And probably about maybe 10 years later, I was working overtime at one of the Oreo games. And this guy came up to me. He said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I'm looking at him, not really. He said, "You used to talk to me all the time on Park Heights and telling me not to get involved in crime and this, that, and the other." And he said, "I took that upon myself and I joined the police department." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, because of you. You don't remember me, but I just, you used to always talk to me. You never tried to lock me up. You just sit there and told me, brother, get your life together and stay out of trouble." And I didn't even know I had that effect on people until I, met this guy who told me that he was about 15 or 16. And, I would just sit there and they would hang out with me. And like I said, I never, I was out there trying to educate people and tell them what not to do.
Right.
And
Right.
and it came back, and this guy wound up being a police officer, and he thanked me for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But that's how it go. That one, and he go out and he's probably gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, for someone else.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Ron, you might have quiet tonight, man. What you got on your mind?
Man, I'm taking
You
in
in,
all this
you
knowledge, man. Y'all
you in
kicking some
trouble?
science tonight.
You ain't in trouble, are you?
No, man.
Mm.
Nah, not this week.
Oh, not this week.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Last.
it's a good conversation, and I'm just sitting here and I'm listening
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it's best to listen
Yeah.
and soak it in. It's just like um, we were talking about what we gonna do, and I was thinking about that, while Brother Jordan was talking and some other folks, and I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking to myself, I was like, when he said it's a community problem, I was like, he knocking that thing out the park because I think, from my view anyway, I think we sometimes as a people don't think it's our responsibility to do what we're talking about, how we give back, reach back, somebody come and try to mentor you because mentoring is important because it does help. And when Ron was talking, I was like, man, that is so true what he said about when that young kid came up to him, because I remember a lot of folks that I came in, contact with, and some of the things that they said and some of the advice I was able to use to move forward. But I see us as a group of people, when we attain or ascertain what we believe is success, then we're all about leaving the other people behind.
Mm-hmm.
And until as a group of people we figure this thing out, and some of us are never going to figure it out, but it's always going to be stacked against us. I think it's going to take generations for us to get on top, because you think about it, for hundreds of years we've been dealing with the same shit. I mean, literally, we can go back. We were talking about some things that apply just today.
Right.
I mean, you listen to music, and people, I don't know, how many people around today believe that music is telling them stories, and it's life stories, it's history. Because you can go all the way back to the 70s, and I'll give you the perfect example. Because Marvin Gaye was singing "What's Going On."
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about in that song is what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's right now the same shit, and it's just been generational, that it's just been handed down. Because the white folks in this country, as much as you talk about them fools ain't giving up this shit.
No.
They're not gonna go to the bottom of the to the back of the line. They ain't doing that. Until you get them all out. And I do believe that until we come to the point to where we have term limits in Congress, and term limits on some of these courts, they're not going to get a fair shake, because some of these people, it's baked in on them to be who they are. I don't give a shit about you. I just care. I mean, I remember years ago when they were first talking about Obamacare, right? You know what the biggest argument against it was from people of means? I don't want you to have the same insurance I got, and I have to pay X amount of dollars, and you don't. You getting your shit subsidized.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the main reasons why they didn't want it.
But that's the whole thing. That's the whole premise behind it all, right? I got $1 billion, right? And you got $40,000, and you
Right.
pay. I'm going to make sure that I do something so that you pay more taxes out of your money, so I can keep more of my money than you keep of yours. So I
Right.
mean, that's just the thing it is. And just to piggyback on what Ron and Colonel said, that's why I vote the way that I vote. I vote for the masses,
Right.
because and it goes back to what they were saying about taking care. It's not a one person problem. It's a everybody problem, and that's why I vote for the masses. I look at how things are, and who's going to help millions, and who's going to help 10,000.
Right.
I might not like everything about you. I might not agree with everything you say, but if you're talking about helping millions and millions of people, I'm gonna get on the bus with you. I might even drive to some bitch for you. But I'm not gonna get you get nothing out of me. You get nothing out of me if you talking about hurting people.
Right.
Nothing. Because without the masses, nothing moves. Nothing moves.
But I think to your point, what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding is the people that are being hurt, right? The people that are doing the hurting don't care about hurting those people, because it's a crab mentality. You
And
know,
and,
the
and that's
crab,
what
the crab. When you get the crabs out the pot, there's more damn claws in the bottom of the pot than there's crabs with no claws, because they've been pulling the other ones down.
Mm.
And
mm,
then
mm, good
I was telling
analogy.
somebody, I said, if you look at all the young girls that are cheerleaders, cheer squads and everything, why they gotta have all this damn weed, and why they gotta be shaking their head from side to side? How does that affect the routine?
Mm.
the precision of the routine.
About the hair, baby.
And I remember going back as a kid and when the big argument was about the Barbie doll, there was no black Barbie doll. The Barbie doll was the symbol with the hair and it still persists.
Right.
It's still there. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the ages, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just hangs around. But I think a lot of what's going on in this country has to be solved or tackled through education.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Education got to take the front seat on this thing.
We
And
talked about earlier.
the same thing is like, Ron, what you're saying to add to that, why do we have racism? There shouldn't be any racism.
No.
Why? Because you got the darkest girl you can find, and you can spot her down the street because she got the blondest wig on she could have that she could find. Right? So now it looked like something standing there, and then this big ball on her head, right? And then you got the white folks every year. They gonna find some sand and some water, and they gonna find some tanning lotion, and they gonna lay out there, and then they want to compare. Oh, I'm getting real close. I'm getting real close. But then that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that you do this. Monday, I'm a nigga.
Of course.
Make that make sense for me. You gonna lay out in the sun all for 3 days, get burned up, and that's okay. You can get dark, but you don't want this dark person to have anything, to be able to be anything. You want to hold them back. I don't get it.
It's still that mindset, brother, and it's been going since whatever they came here, 1609, and they brought us here. It's like we wasn't considered citizens. We never were supposed to be citizens. And to this day, they look at the Dred Scott decision, and that still follows. A black man has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. And this white guys still think that way. They do. Trump thinks that way.
He absolutely does.
Yeah.
Well,
could I shift the thought just a little bit?
Yeah.
We principally talked about white and black, but what about within the black community itself? Things that cause us to not be together.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody's TV bleeding over. Go ahead, Cam, sorry.
I'm always amazed. I talk about, I learned somewhere, I don't know where I learned it, is that it's what's inside a person, not what's outside of them that makes them. Because none of us had, I have to think about it with myself, and I tell people all the time, do you think when I was in my mother's womb, if I'd have had a choice, I would have chose to be as short as I am? I have people laughing at me saying, every time you fart, you blow dust in your face. Or people had control over the skin tone and all these things, these external things that we judge people by, and that happens in the black community.
Yeah.
It happens in the black community. What did your father do?
Yeah.
What does that got to do with me?
Yeah.
Right.
What church do you go to? What does that got to do with me? It got nothing to do with you. Well, y'all folks, I can't deal with Ron because his people go to the Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
I'm a Lutheran. Black man, a Lutheran. But that's what I claim. Or I'm an Episcopalian. I've been an Episcopalian all my life. So we separate on these things. And sometimes these things don't allow us to come together as a group. One of the big things is education.
Yeah.
I remember something my father told me about education. He told me, you're supposed to use your education to help people. If you just using your education, the ego trip, you didn't need it to begin with.
Mm.
So, I mean, this is what I was taught. So,
Mm.
but people, uh, what school did you go to?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, what degree did you have? I had a degree of life. I don't know what is that really important in judging the character of a human being? Whether or not we have mutual interest. The big thing is, do we have mutual interest? And
Right.
all of these things prevent us from seeing that we have mutual interest. Because, yeah, I don't want to deal with Chester, but we get caught up in the convenience store and the police jack me and Chester together up against the wall. I ain't
Mhm.
have nothing to do with it. Shut up, nigga.
Yeah.
So this we have to realize that we have to dismiss those things and understand that we're all in the same boat together. And you know what's
Absolutely.
sometimes make me sad, but you got to keep trying. Is that this been going on? Well, I'm on August the 23rd. I'll be 84 years old.
Mm.
Oh,
Blessing.
happy birthday.
Mhm.
Well, give me a few weeks. I may not live that
Brother,
long.
you had a long life, a long, fruitful life.
Yes.
But you see all these things and you wonder. I just came from a family reunion, and within the family, I saw all the things I just described. I saw in my family, and I'm saying, how do we come together when we forget who we are, where we came from,
Right.
who our ancestors are, and when you get as old as me, they tell me that I am a custodian of what was passed on to me by the past generations. And I have an obligation to pass that on to future generations. I would say that every one of us on this call are custodians. And that's our obligation to pass that on to the future generations. How do we prepare our future generations to prosper and grow and become free? That will only happen if we meet our responsibilities as custodians of what was passed on to us. And I'll just make one final thing. We should never forget that they never broke the spirit of our ancestors. Never broke the spirit. They beat them, they hung them, but they never stopped believing in the spirit, believing in helping each other in community. Have we forgotten it? Man, this is heavy. I'm glad to see this young man right here. The edge back. I thought that, but you know what I knew about you, Chester?
That-
God has a purpose for you,
mm.
Mm.
and your work is not finished.
Right.
You have work to do, and all of us needed you.
Mm-hmm.
I've said enough. I'm complete.
Well,
That was
my,
good.
We're gonna
my,
be here
my work,
crying and drinking beer soon.
my work, I mean, I do believe I'm still here for a purpose. What I'm doing here with this podcast, I don't know if you guys ever go on and look at yourselves speaking and
Mhm.
talking and sharing whatever knowledge you want to share. I don't know if you can probably see some of the numbers if you go in and look of some of the views, but it's not giving you the full picture. Now, I can see the full picture of how many people are actually watching and listening. And it's been over 11,000 views on some of your videos. So what you're saying is getting out there to the people. So, I mean, I can't get out there and run, and used to teach my grandsons how to box and all that kind of stuff. Fish. I haven't been fishing in probably over a year. Hope to get back out there and do some of that again. But I don't know what my purpose is, but like you said, Carol, I think I'm being held around for a reason. Last week I spent some time on YouTube, and I think I sent Bobby one of the things I was looking at, Richard Pryor, talking about his life. I am Richard Pryor. I remember when I was a young boy, very young, too young to be looking at Pig Meat Markham, Red Fox, Rudy Ray Moore.
We had some of them albums.
Oh yeah. I used to sneak and get my mama's albums when she would go to work or whatever, and listen to them. I think she knew I was listening to them because I never probably put them back, the order that they were in. So she knew I was, somebody was in a mess. And I just kind of found myself in I guess you can call it a paradigm after watching all of, those videos and listening to stuff. Thought about when I was a kid, man, I was learning numbers as far as metrics and standard before I even started school, because my daddy was a mechanic. And I remember being in his shop, handing him wrenches and turning wrenches, speed wrench. He'd tell me, hand him that 5/16 socket and 13 millimeter and all this stuff. And I mean, I had to learn that stuff, man, because he didn't play, And I was just thinking, man, back to when I came up as a kid and all of the racism that was going on in that little town I lived in with the white and the colored signs. And even when I moved on up to Baltimore and then back down south, racism and stuff still going on. And what we had to work with, pencil and paper. We didn't have no computers. We didn't have an iPhone. I look at my grandkids, the ones that's here in town with me. They was born with these iPads and iPhones, and I'm having a difficult time. I won't say difficult, but it's hard for me to try to tell them what I went through coming up as a kid, or even like when Dr. King and them was out there marching and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like when I try to talk to them about it, I'm speaking a foreign language to them. So I don't know how to teach them that. Should I teach them that? I think it's something that should never be forgotten, because I think they want to erase it, but I don't know how to teach them that. Tony, how can you help me with that? Is it a way to teach them that, do you think?
There's a documentary out, and it's called King, From Montgomery to Memphis. And it's still around. I'm sure you can probably find it on YouTube. I mean, I saw that as a kid. I was maybe right after King passed away, and it just blew my mind. And it usually everywhere around his birthday or something like that, it comes back on, or I just find it somewhere and I look at it. But I mean, I'm telling you, it give you a good idea what we went through to get where we partly is now, and now they're trying to reverse it all back. That's the thing that gets
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
Is how quickly is a lot of this been reversed. I mean, in the matter, I'm talking about it the last 10 years. We've gone back 60.
Yeah.
Again,
It's easy for us because we've lived some of it, but
right.
to get them interested in it, I don't know. But I was asking Tony Morrison, I ain't heard from you much tonight. What do you think, Tony? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, I don't know. Everybody has to kind of find their own path in that way. Um, I draw from the way I grew up. Um,
What you grew up in the North or the South?
I grew up in just outside of Philly.
Okay.
And I think I told you this. I was born in August 1959.
Mm-hmm.
My dad left my mom in June 1959.
Okay.
So I was raised by a lot of strong women.
Mm-hmm.
And I had great male role models. My Uncle William, my Uncle Paul, my grandfather, and my uh, um, uh, Jersey, Uncle Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I grew up. So as I got older and things started to sink in, and I was angry. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Mm.
I just was born. I said, are you fucking kidding me? And I got over that. I said, all right, well, I'm not going to do that. If I have kids, I'm going to raise them. If I have a wife, I'm going to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I came through. And then, I said, I got to support my family. And that's how I came into the Coast Guard. So at this point in time in my life, I'm like, nobody can say I didn't try. Nobody can say that. I came through. I had, not everything is perfect, but the girls are educated and they're doing great. My wife is okay. She seems happy. She always get in my case, but she seems happy. That's what's going to happen. And that's how I live. That's how I live my life. And then when I finally retired active duty, because my wife is Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm going to find a church, and I'm going to go to church and live my life.
Mm-hmm.
And the story I tell my kids, and they listen more now than they ever did. I said, is you have to find your own happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I can't do that much for you because now you're educated. They all got college degrees. And I said, you got to find the right person to live out the rest of your life. If you want to do that, I said, but you always have dad here. If things get twisted, just let me know, and I'll be there. And I said, your mom will be there too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I live my life. And my overall family, we're not as close as we used to be. On my side of the family, but we still keep in touch. It's the Christmas phone call, or we text each other from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But the strong woman that raised me was my godmother, Ann Ernestine. She died at 100 years old.
Wow.
My grandmother, she died at 95.
Mm.
And my mom, she worked her behind off. And she started out as a licensed practical nurse at the VA, and then she went back to school and got her registered nursing certificate. And she put us, my wife, my sister, and I through school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this energy that I draw off. I said, they did that, I can do it.
You can do it. Mm-hmm.
And I tell my daughters that every day. They did that, you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I live my life. I move through it. And I tell these guys, especially at the Legion, it's just a relief for me to be around men I like mine,
Mm-hmm.
just just to burn off some stress, have a good time, talk a little trash,
Mm-hmm.
and go home. And I sleep at night.
Yeah.
I sleep. I mean, I have a good sleep, most of the time.
Yeah.
Now I get a little older. I'm a little older now, so I hurt sometimes.
I wake up to pee.
He wake up to pee
You know,
Say wake up to
several
pee.
times here, Rodney.
yeah, I wake up to pee, that's for
Get
sure.
along.
At least 2-3
And
times.
be mad, don't you?
Yeah. I'm like,
Be
man,
mad.
I'll be mad. And then the small things, the pollen in the air, sometimes that bothers me. I wear the little hearing aid in my left ear,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't complain, man. I don't complain.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And what the colonel said is right. All we can do is give back when we can give back.
Mm-hmm.
And be a positive role model.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I go through life, man. I don't let too many things get me upset.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God if something goes wrong, I can get my car fixed. We're warm in the winter, cool in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else is there?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So you have arrived.
You know what I mean? So,
What you mean? Yeah.
and that's my testimony, because Friday we're gonna go over to Legion and everybody's gonna be lying to each other.
I would tell the truth, at least for the first.
Hey, listen, I won't be there, so y'all can't lie too much. I can't miss it. I can't miss a lie.
That means we each get an extra live
Yeah.
to make up the difference.
Exactly.
Somebody got to be Bobby Jones this week.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just trying to get that.
I learned from the best.
Uh,
I ain't gonna say, but he got black shirt on. I learned from the best.
Man, you need to cut that mess out, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, boy, because listen, I ain't never. That's what he should write books.
Bobby, you need to cut that mess out, man.
Hey,
So what?
listen,
Hey, look, what I'm gonna do right now? We at an hour and 45 minutes. Bobby, being you talking, you go ahead. I'm gonna let you get that last bite. Go ahead.
but listen,
Tell the truth now.
I pretty much got all mine out. I'm just so the other day I was in the BX on base and I picked up a couple things and this advertisement came on over the intercom system. And it was I can't even remember the name, but he was of some authority in the Department of War. And I had some things in my hand that I was gonna buy. And when that came on, it pissed me off so bad. I put every goddamn thing back and walked out the damn store.
Mm.
And it pissed me off because I'm not just thinking about the young men and young women that are in the military in this United States now. And I mean every branch. I was pissed off for the people that have come and gone. And here it is that somebody's going to get in there because they didn't take their Cialis.
Mm.
And they want everybody to think that they're that damn tough. And that's what I get pissed off about. And
Yeah.
I don't care how many military veterans voted for him, voted for them. I don't care. That shit pissed me all the way off. And I went and I just put everything back and walked out.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm good. I'm good. I just had to get that off.
Okay.
And then they're messing with promotions.
yes.
Only the black people and the women.
And
Mhm.
And anybody that happens to be gay,
right.
Yeah.
Listen, if a gay if I was out there in a firefight, I don't care as long as I don't care how your wrists go, whatever. If you point that gun and keep somebody off my back, and I get home to my family, I don't care what they call you.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they call you. I know what I'm gonna call you,
Mm.
Yeah,
my friend and comrade. That's what I'm gonna call you.
I know this right.
absolutely.
Yeah. I know this right. Doc, what you got, man? Get your last bite on this apple.
This has been real good conversation. I'm with the Colonel. And you asked the question of, how do you get to your grandkids? Just have to keep telling them.
Mm-hmm.
They may seem like they're not listening.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're listening.
Well, you
And
know,
sooner or later they'll regurgitate it too.
yeah, Doc, my grandmother that raised me, she died. She was 97 years old. Now I know that she saw some stuff, a whole lot of stuff, but she never told me anything. I don't know if she called herself protecting me from it or what, but that's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, so
I
I
would
don't
I
know.
would guess it probably hurt her to think about it again.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff that we going through right now,
Mm-hmm.
Don't even match.
it seems like it's really bad,
Don't even match.
but it don't match the stuff they went through.
Right.
You're right.
I understand that.
You
Yeah.
know, it don't match it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say, what are we the people gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
It hurts me that our people, when we pass each other on the street and we don't nod or acknowledge each other,
Mm-hmm.
that hurts me more than anything Hexelf or any of them other clowns are doing.
Yeah.
Right.
We when I was growing up in Detroit, you would never see a brother or sister and didn't speak. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to know them.
Right.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
And keep stepping.
Yeah.
But now when you walk around, I'm seeing it more now that people are starting to acknowledge each other.
Mm-hmm.
But when a brother or sister walk by me and don't even look my way,
Right.
that hurts.
Yes.
Mm.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
my issue is half of them don't dress right.
yeah, we'll get through this. And I've always said this. Every time our people try to emulate the white man, it don't go good for us.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
When Bobby mentioned about our women with their hairstyles and stuff, come on. Red hair, blue hair, blonde hair. What about your natural hair?
Hello.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having curly hair.
Right.
Your hair don't have to be straight for you to be a beautiful person.
You're right.
But that's the way our society is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll come out of that. Because we've been brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking that you gotta emulate somebody else for you to your self-esteem, to grow your self-esteem. Just be you. It'd be pretty boring if we were all the same.
That's true.
No, for sure.
Because I can't be Bobby. I sure enough can't be Ron Price.
You don't want to be.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
But I love this podcast. I love that y'all let me join in. This is some good stuff.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you guys make it. Glad you're part of it.
We gotta figure out a way sometime here in the future for all of us to come together face to face so we can see each other.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. I just
Well, Okay.
I hope our people wake up.
All right. Speaking of pimping,
There you go.
Ron Price, let me ask you a question, man. You know,
I
back in the
I
day,
might have an answer for you.
back in the day, man, you know, we had the beepers, you know, carry the little beepers around,
Right.
the bag phone. If you had enough money, get your little bag phone. How y'all get around now, man, with all this 360 tracking and you know, your girl can pull a phone out and see where you're at every minute, every hour of the day. How you move, man? Braun?
Man, everything got low jack on
Oh,
it
and
nowadays,
Bobby,
right?
he could probably, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Everything has got some type of surveillance in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, when that happened, but it is here. And I mean, even the I had an incident one time. I was on the laptop computer and I was just clicking shit, right? And a damn camera came on, the FBI statement. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't even know the damn thing had a camera. But it activated, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a firm believer in technology, but technology is very dangerous because the wrong people get a hold of it and then it becomes something else.
Mm-hmm.
Something that it
Yeah.
wasn't intended to be.
Right.
And that's what we see right now with the internet. The internet was supposed to be a vehicle to use the global business and different that and that. It's just out of control and there's no way to regulate it.
Mm-hmm.
So disinformation, misinformation, and that's why a lot of times people, relationships are hard now because people are not, I guess, not honest enough with each other, but they go places that they're not supposed to be. And technology let them know. I remember you guys may remember this, but years ago in DC down on 14th and U when they had all the hookers down there, when
I don't know
colleges
about
was
this, man.
really
I
looking
don't know
for
about all of it.
scholarship money.
I
I
don't know.
might have heard
I don't
you.
know what I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I know.
And this,
I might have
You were
heard you
talking, I don't know.
twice.
He said,
the
you guys
neighbor,
know.
I
I
know
Bobby
a
ne-
couple
made,
of the basketball parties you went
I
down there
never
with.
saw that.
Bobby
and so the
and
neighborhood,
Rodney
the
I
and
don't know what
neighborhood
they may
came
know.
up with a bumper sticker. This is how they cleaned it up through the neighborhood. So everybody that was parking, trying to, parking, discreetly or, on the low. So the
Mm-hmm.
neighbors would put a bumper sticker on their car, which they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know.
Mm.
So when they went home or they went to work, people would walk by the car and the car said, this car was last seen on 14th and U.
Mm.
Somebody must have stole my car.
So just imagine the conversation at home,
Mm-hmm.
talking to the missus,
Yeah.
trying to explain her how the hell that bumper sticker got on the car,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Wow.
if it was the family station wagon.
Right. Right.
You know,
What had happened was
and that's what I mean by
Just say
technology.
wasn't
So,
me. Wasn't
You're
me. Wasn't me. I don't know how I got there, but wasn't me.
and we all came through, a period in the military and otherwise where communication was, ComSec was everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember they said, don't talk about your job. If somebody come up to you, want to know where you work or what you do, change the subject
Mm-hmm.
because you're being recruited,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you're being groomed.
Mm-hmm.
And today you can talk to kids in school or in the military. They're going to tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they go to school and they tell the teacher everything that goes on in their household
mm-hmm.
without realizing that this teacher might be somebody you don't want to say certain things to.
Right.
Because they might take it out of context and then that's going to lead to something totally, unexpected. And now you done broke up the family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think, because Colonel Jordan said something earlier, and we were talking about, I think Ron was talking about how he talked to that young kid that became a cop. I never forget to this day how he treated this guy that I worked with when we were in vehicle maintenance. And he would tell this dude, in the most industrialized nation in the world, why is it going to take us this long to get this part? And I've said, over the years, I said to myself, that is so true. I mean, what the rest of the world doing? Why is it that the Air Force don't have parts and downtown got parts? We weren't able to maybe buy those parts from downtown, but there was nothing stopping us to call those people or make friends with those people. Say, where you get your stuff from? Just like we used to do back in the day when you saw a guy with a fresh line, you say, man, where you get your hair cut? Right?
Right.
But they don't see that. They don't associate that in their business dealing, and we don't associate that with each other. So information, is worth billions of dollars, but we don't use it correctly. It goes back to that old story where if you tell one person something and they pass it down to 10 other people, what is the story going to be at the end? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's what we're at. We're in a loop because some people believe, in things that they don't really think about before they start to say they believe in it. Like I was kidding the brothers from Philadelphia about LeBron James. I was like, just because they got LeBron James don't mean they're going to win any goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how Trump got elected. That same bullshit.
How you feel about that, Smitty?
I grew up under Jesse Jackson. I said,
keep hope alive. But that's all I got, fellas.
Okay. Well, Ron, you really didn't answer my question, man. But
what was your question again, man?
Let
me try it again.
I'm curious, man. Let's see, you single, man, right?
Right.
Rodney, you single. Bobby, right? Everybody else is married.
I'm married.
I don't know how y'all moving, man, these days with all of this tracking they got going on with with your ladies and.
Well, brother, here is just like this. I ain't playing no more.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you your last bite. So put it in your last bite, Rodney. Go ahead.
I ain't playing no more, bro. I mean, there's a big difference between 25 and 66. 25, I was broke. As a matter of fact, I think I put a turnstile on my front door. I didn't have a front door. They was rolling in so much.
Good Lord.
But no, man. I got one woman. I go to her place. She come to my place. I help her out because I'm retired and she not. She got dogs. I take care of the dogs for the vet. She at work. I take care of car needs or whatever. Man, I'm just doing shit like that. So I ain't got time to be. I mean, what I want something younger for me for? Let me ask you. Let it go. I mean, yeah. When I was 25, I could run 2, 3 of them. I had a beeper for this one, a beeper for that one.
God.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But them days is gone, bro. I mean, and being in law enforcement, man, women love the uniform. And I guess you guys in the military, women love the uniform. So that made it easier, So all you need was a couple of smooth lines and you had some drawers coming down. It was like taking, it was like peeling a banana, bro. So them days is gone, brother. I mean, I was married for 23 years. We decided, I guess, or she decided, it wasn't working out. So, but I wasn't running in. I was just doing what I was doing, trying to be a family man. But I recovered. Was able to survive, and I guess everybody say you're gonna do that again. I said, man, I ain't dividing my shit up no more. But other than that,
for real,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
You can't run your whole life, brother. You can't run your whole life. Sometimes you need to settle down.
Yeah, I just wonder, man, how y'all would play it these days. If you was.
I don't have nothing to hide. That's it. If you ain't got nothing to hide, you
iPhone and 360.
I ain't got nothing to hide, bro.
Stuff,
She can call me any time of the day and night. I'm gonna answer my phone.
Okay.
If I'm over her house or something, I don't have to turn the phone off or who it ring them, who might be calling. I ain't got to do all that. I ain't gonna worry about that bullshit no more.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. I got it.
I told you I got cameras all around my house.
Is that inside or out?
Both.
Ah,
You
Hey, look, Bo, I gotta keep an eye on myself.
Rodney, you clear? You clear? Were you done?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm done, brother. I just one quick thing, man.
Yeah.
Everybody got to pay attention what the fuck is going on. Do you know, come the end of the year, everybody that's on Medicare, they raising your prescription plans. I mean, they talking about stuff going double. So I already know what I'm paying, and I mean, I'm okay. But at the same time, a lot of people ain't okay. A lot of people don't have a pension. A lot of people ain't entitled to Social Security. I got people that I know all they getting is Social Security, and then they're gonna raise their Medicare and their Part D and all that. Man, I mean, what do you think people are going to do? I mean, really, it's crazy. And yet, Elon Musk and Bezos, they don't even pay a fair wage to the people that work for them, especially Bezos. I mean, I know people that work at Amazon, they making $15 an hour. Like, what the fuck can you feed your family with that for? I mean, can't buy a house with it. I mean, I don't even understand what's going on. I mean, like, you take back in the day in the 70s, okay? The biggest employer back then was General Motors, and they was the highest paid employer too. Now the biggest employer is Amazon and Walmart, and they ain't paying nobody a damn thing, bro. I don't know what happened, but we went backwards. We went way back.
Yeah.
They shipped it over to China.
Yeah, and speaking of that, everybody was talking about that earlier, and I wanted to jump in. My mom worked for this company for over 30 years. It was called Misty Harbor, and they made these all-weather coats, trench coats, and stuff. After her 30 years there, they gave her 1 year of severance pay for what her salary was, and they shipped the job down to Mexico. She had, and she was in her mid 40s, and she had to go out almost in I think her 50s. She had to go out and find another job.
Wow.
It's crazy. They sent her to Mexico. They said, "Here's 1 year pay, and that's all you get."
Wow.
that's horrible.
Yeah. It's crazy. You Smitty?
I I was listening to you guys, and every time we get together, it's like family. And if y'all know me, you know I love history. I love African history, and one of the things that they talk about in African history when we all lived together in the village was that the village elders would get together, share stories, learn from each other, tell about stuff that happened outside the village and bring it all in and make decisions together collectively. And when we get together, Chester, bless your heart, this is like we've just taken the African village and the tradition and we just brought it here. And this is how I feel every time we get together. It's like Colonel Jordan with the stick. He hit the floor a couple times and we all go in and we all have something to say and everybody walks away a better man than we came into than when we came in. Sure. And that's how I feel about this, and that's what I get out of it every time. And it's just like our ancestors passed that on to us, and we've taken this and we bring it on and doing it the same way they did 1,000 years ago in an African village somewhere. That's how I feel.
Okay.
And I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you fellas. I get so much out of this, whether we talking or I'm just listening. It moves me emotionally. And I thank you.
Colonel Jordan, close out, man.
Well, I'm overjoyed that you're doing much better and back on the podcast. And I really enjoyed the comments from everybody this evening. Like it's already been said, I look forward to getting on every Wednesday and primarily listening. Every now and then I have to come out with an outburst or something, but man, what you guys talk about is very important and it's very enlightening. And it helps me know what people are talking about. Because I don't, a lot of these news broadcasts and all of that, they don't really get, but they give you stuff, but it doesn't give you a feeling for what the community is thinking. Uh, I have great hope for our community. Uh, we'll come together, uh, and 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 everything. I don't know if everything will be all right. It's going to be a rough fight, because the problem isn't in our community. The problem is in the uh, people of non-African descent community. I mean, people of European descent community.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that if the overwhelming majority of white folks weren't racist, we wouldn't have the problems we have in the United States of America.
Amen.
Yeah.
That it's sad to say that, but for me, but the really positive thing is what we as Black people have been able to achieve.
Despite that,
You said 11,000 hits, and look what you just started. Look what you just started, Chester.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got sick and you were down, I looked at I normally don't follow text messages on phone because I just use this as a phone. People use this as a computer, everything. I don't know what they do with it. Wash their car with it or what. But I saw positive texts and the beautiful messages that came out from each person on here for you and your family and wishing you to get well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to see you smiling, man. And you still got your sense of humor. You haven't changed one bit.
I try not to, man. Hey, look, I just say I'm a live till I die, man.
And I want you to know that I'm blessed to know each one of you, and overjoyed to hear you every other week. I'm complete.
I feel the same way. All of you brothers, man. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm really. I didn't think that you guys would really want to hang in there and talk to me every 2 weeks. But I'm glad that you do. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me and coming out and saying what you got to say. And like I said, if you ever just got something you want to just put out there, man, let me know. And I put your reel out there and let you do what you do. But like I think Doc was saying, hopefully one day we all can get together somewhere, man, and at the same time, because I only know the Colonel, Bobby, and Ron. I never met you other fellas in person, but I do want to meet you in person one day.
Definitely.
But in saying that, man, I ain't gonna hold you guys no longer, man. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me on the edge. I'll see you brothers in 2 weeks.
All right.
All right.
See you then.
I'll be here.
All right,
Take
Roger.
care, gents.
All right, brothers.
Man, because I might be coming to Baltimore. Hopefully, if not this year, next summer, man, I'll be coming that way.
Let me know, brother.
Swing on in and holler.
I treat you to a crab cake.
Okay.
Crab cake dinner.
Man, that's something.
All right.
I got a couple places, man. Got good crab cakes up this way.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, brothers.
All right, fellas.
All right.
All right. Have a good night now.
All right.
All right, now.
All right.